on clock cycle calculation. Consider the sequence of machine instructions given below. MUL mul R5, R0 R1. Division instruction is given, addition instruction is given, subtraction instruction is given. Such kind of numericals are asked into gate examinations. Now what is the question? In the above sequence, R0 to R8 are the general purpose registers. So R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7 and R8 are different registers which are all general purpose registers. In the instructions shown, the first register stores the result of the operation performed on the second and the third register. So whatever operation that we are performing on R0 and R1, that result will be stored in the R5 for multiplication. For division, result will be stored here. So quotient will be stored here. For addition, addition will be stored here of R6 and R5 into R7. Subtraction. So subtraction of R7 and R4 will be stored into R8 registers. Now this sequence of instructions is to be executed in a pipelined instruction processor with following 4 stages. So we know that to execute an instructions, we need some limited number of stages to execute that instruction completely. So the very first stage is instruction fetch and decode, IF. Operand fetch. In the instruction fetch and decode, we are fetching the instruction, and while decoding the instruction, we are understanding that binary pattern, whether that binary pattern is for some specific instruction. Operand fetch, we are fetching the required operands of that instruction. Perform operation, actually we are performing the operation, and write back the result. So we are writing the result back. Now the given thing is instruction fetch, operand fetch and write back stages take 1 clock cycle for any instruction. So these all instructions are taking 1 clock cycle. The perform operation stage, on the other hand, takes 1 clock cycle for addition, for subtraction 1 clock cycle, 3 clock cycles for multiplication instruction, and 5 clock cycle for division instruction. That is what I have written here. The pipeline processor uses operand forwarding. In the operand forwarding, we are considering the result that we have got in the previous operand, and those result we are using in the next operands. So in the pipeline processors uses operand forwarding from the perform operation stage to operand fetch stage. Now the question over here is the number of clock cycles taken for the execution of the above sequence is. So now we need to calculate the number of clock cycles required for performing or for executing all those instructions. Now let's move ahead. Now the very first instruction is multiplication instruction. So let's begin with the multiplication instruction. Obviously, we will first of all do the stage instruction fetch and decode. So here I have just written the numerical values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some limited number of numerical values just we need to write down, and actually we need to do the operation over here. So for multiplication instruction fetch, operand fetch, they will going to take 1 clock cycle, because it is given that instruction fetch and operand fetch, instruction fetch and operand fetch will going to take 1 clock cycle. So I have written it once. And then the perform operation stage. Perform operation stage for multiplication, it is taking 3 stages. So what I'm writing here, perform operation, perform operation, perform operation for 3 times. And then I'm writing back the result. To write back the result, it is only requiring 1 clock cycle. Next, after multiplication, I have another instruction, that is division. Now for division, again instruction fetch, operand fetch, write back will going to take 1 clock cycle, and perform operation stage will going to take 5 clock cycles. So what I'm doing now, already I have fetched the instruction in the first stage. So I'm going to the second stage. There I'm there fetching the next instruction, and that next instruction is nothing but the division instruction. So I am performing now the operation on the division instruction, that is instruction fetch, operand fetch, instruction fetch and decode, operand fetch. Now I am waiting for the previous instruction, multiplication instruction, that perform operation stages are already there. So I'm not performing the operation on the next instruction because already the multiplication is in the queue. So I am writing perform operation after that. Now I know that for a division instruction, it will going to take 5 different stages. So I am writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stages. And then I am writing with a one stage write back operation. I am moving ahead with the addition instruction. So now for addition instruction, I am writing the different stages. So as you can see over here, instruction fetch I have taken next to division, instruction fetch. Then operand fetch I can take over here, or I can take over here operand fetch, that is not the issue. But if the previous instruction is in the scenario that the perform operation stage is going on, I cannot perform operation on the next instruction, next coming instruction. So I am performing the operation here, and as the add requires only one stage for perform operation, so I am only taking one stage over here, perform operation, and then write back. So the next and the last instruction which is remaining with me, sub instruction. So I know about sub instruction, instruction fetch, instruction decode, and write back will going to take 1 clock cycle, and for sub instruction in perform operation stage, it will going to take only 1 clock cycle. So let's do the execution of sub instruction. So I am fetching the instruction in the next clock cycle, instruction fetch, operand fetch, and then I'm watching at that whether the perform operation stage is going on. Yes, it is going on here also, it is going on here also. So now I'm taking the next clock cycle, instruction fetch, operand fetch, and then perform operation stage, and then write back. So now all these different instructions are finished for execution. Now finally, I'm calculating that how many clock cycles I required to execute all these instructions with all the constraints. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. So the last write back operation that I have performed for sub instruction was on the 13th clock cycle, and because of that, this particular group of instructions will require 13 clock cycles.